Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vive Influencers. Today we have a very special guest, Tyriel Wood. How are you doing today?
Hey, thanks for having me. Very good, very good. How are you?
Hey, it's a great pleasure. Doing really good now that I see you and you have this most charming, happy smile. So already brightening my days for sure.
You have a very charming T-shirt. I love it.
Oh, thank you. I got it from this company. So why don't you tell us about yourself and your channel?
Yeah, well, I'm a VR tech channel. I run my VR tech channel. It's called Tyriel Wood VR Tech. And what I do is pretty much review like everything techy on the VR world because I think there was a need of it. I love what I'm doing. I love reviewing headsets and stuff. Every time that the new headsets come out, it's like a feast. It's like the best day ever. I just love the technology, and in my channel I just review them, go through them, see what's the good part, the bad part, and why you should actually jump in VR, because that's a must.
What would you say is the differentiation, this what's special about your channel compared to other channels that review VR?
Other channel most like focus a bit more on gaming and stuff. I like to go on more on the technical point, go very in depth about like how good is the screen of the headset, how good is the tracking and something like it, really analyze it like bit by bit. And yeah, it's like more on the technical part. I would say it's a big thing to say, and I'm not worthy. But if it's like to imagine like a Linus Tech Tip, but for VR. That was my idea at the beginning.
I see. So, since you talked about the beginning, tell us a bit about the background of your life journey and the choices that led you up to this point.
Yeah. Well. I'm very passionate about tech, everything tech. I love everything, follow everything, even things that I don't like. I just want to keep myself informed. And I've always been like that since like a very teenager period. And so like, you know, I am also a big gamer. I love gaming. I don't game on the channel because that's my personal thing, and I want to keep it for myself so it doesn't get stressful. But it's just enjoyable. And I always had this dream of getting inside the games. Like I always like loved the idea of one day maybe I can jump in the game actually instead of just watching on the screen on the TV, like you know, since like the Nintendo 64 era, even before just the 3D things. And when VR came out, like officially again, let's say, I needed to jump in. It was like a dream come true. So absolutely, I got completely sucked in. And then I decided to start the channel because I really wanted to share my passion for like the gaming, not yes, but in a different way, like the way you can get in VR and in the best way possible and start to enjoy your own journey in VR, because there are people that are gaming, people are working in VR, some people are doing socials in VR. So it really depends on you, but you always need something to do that. And that's my part, I think.
Yeah. What did you want to do when you were growing up?
Oh, I don't know, everything. I wanted to work in tech. I had a big dream of working for Microsoft. I don't know why in the past.
Wow, interesting.
And I don't know why really. But yeah, and then I started my own thing and it got even better. I worked for a bit of startups in the past about VR accessories and stuff. But yeah, I feel like I really like better doing what I'm doing right now. It's like a big passion in the passion, so it's perfect.
Yeah, Microsoft is a very interesting choice because obviously they're a very, very strong, impressive company, but usually they're, for most of the decades, they're not known as the sexy place that people aspire to be at one day. And usually that's like Apple or some other cool brand or Pixar or something like that. So I think
Yeah, I don't know.
Microsoft's the first time.
I always like the idea of like, because like it's not perfect. Microsoft never does anything perfect. So I always like the idea of like getting part of it and make it better. Because, but yeah, that was just my very early stage dreams.
Oh, so you have this heroic kind of tendency. You don't go to where it's most comfortable. You find where the problem's at. You go in and you try to make it better. And just like you said, hey, there needs to be content, of VR. Like people need to learn more about it. And there's none of that out there. So you decide to be the person to do it.
Well, I like how you put it down, but yeah, let's say yes. That's I like that. I like being part of things and being part of a solution, and do like to make like good criticism. I think all the time, and help to improve in my own little way if it's possible.
Yeah, in the sustainability field, there's this really cool, inspired saying that's like, "We are the ones we've been waiting for." Just say, hey, don't wait for someone else to come make the change. Just we're the ones we're waiting for, so we should step out and do it. So you have that embodied inside of you. So that's very cool. One thing that I thought was very interesting is you talked about you game a lot in VR, but you don't make content on that because you like to not make it stressful and separate it. I think that's a common theme we're seeing in our influencer interviews, which is not necessarily not including games, but just how do you balance making content that you used to enjoy, but now you're on the regimen, you're on the schedule, and you feel stressed, and maybe you're just creating content that your audience wants to see as opposed to ones you enjoy and leads to burnout. So I think there's this constant thing about going from a hobby to like a real like career work thing that you have to keep maintaining and playing with the algorithm. How do you balance all of that?
Well, my way of balancing is like just I don't do gaming as much because it's like it's something that in decades, I mean, at least I really want to keep it separate because again, as you said, when you go from hobby to job, there's always something that changes in there, right? And I want to keep gaming my hobby as to be just something for myself. I'm also very boring when I play because I'm super like focused on what I'm doing. So if I want to shoot a guy, I don't need to say, hey, I'm shooting that guy because I'm going to lose like 2 milliseconds and then it's going to shoot me. So that's like also a competitive part in there. But yeah, I feel like when I do my stuff, so like reviews on hardware and things, I feel like I think that I keep the balance in a way that everything I do, every time I try something, I am myself very critical of everything that I'm doing, I'm trying and stuff. So I always try to see like what's good, what not, and stuff. And then what I do is just share it with the community. So for me, is not a pain. Is not actually something that it's difficult to move from a part of the other, at least for what I'm doing on my channel, because it's just something that I'm thinking already in the back of my mind. The only thing that I would say that is a bit like it could be better is the fact that I love to make good content. So when I unbox something, I need to prepare all the set and stuff to have like the right table with the right things on the side, to have the right light, right like colors around, and that takes time. So every time that something arrives at the doorstep, you want to open it so bad, but you have to wait a bit. And there's something that I wish was a bit different.
You need a discipline. I think your very first video, at least on this channel, is an unboxing video.
Yeah. It was about the Samsung Odyssey. Yes, the first, because that was the first headset I actually reviewed. I already had the Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive, and then I saw that nobody was talking about the headset, and so I was like, I need to step in. I need to start to share about it because it's the new player in the VR ecosystem, and people deserve to know about it.
Yeah. like
So
the same tendency of wanting to help Microsoft. You gotta help the little guys get their fair chance in the world.
Exactly.
Not that obviously
Even if
Samsung,
Microsoft is not such a
yeah, and Samsung's
not
not a
little
little guy either. So
yeah, exactly.
but it's basically you want to say, hey, there's a they're a newcomer in the space, and we want to make sure everyone has the fair chance to get people to know about them.
Exactly. If they had good things, it's right that people are gonna be aware of it. Like, because in a world where just famous things keep progressing, everyone will have just an iPhone and that's it. Instead, it's nice to have like competition and stuff on everything.
Yeah. So one of the most popular dream careers of the younger generations is to be a YouTuber, and but yeah, and it's their version of being rich and famous, right?
Okay.
Yeah, more accessible than Hollywood, but of course, as we know, most of the channels that are made don't really become very big, right? A lot of them just end up having a few dozen, few hundred subscribers. So when you started your channel, did you have aspiration plans to be so big, or you just want to do it for fun? What were the beginning days like for doing this channel?
Well, neither of those, because I actually started a channel because of a bet. Because with my girlfriend, we already had I got the Rift, and then we got the HTC Vive because we both wanted to play also together, and then I wanted another one because I saw the Samsung one and I really wanted to try. So we made a bet, and the bet was like, okay, so I buy it, and if I arrive to 1,000 views in the first week, I keep it. If not, so we return it because we didn't have to keep it, right? And so I made this video. I put a lot of effort on. Looking back is very bad, but it was my first video ever, and then in a week I got like 2,000 views, and so I was like, yeah, I can keep the headset. So it all started as a bet, and people liked it, so I decided to keep going with other videos, and here we are, like 3 years later, and we're almost at the button. The first button.
You're so close to that 100,000 subscribers to get that play button.
Exactly.
So
I would say it didn't start at all like I want to become a big YouTuber and something like it. It kind of YouTube found me instead of the opposite way. I wasn't looking for fame and glory. I was just, in that case, it was a bet to share than what it was like excitement that I had for this headset. So then I kept going with other headsets and stuff, and I started to buy more, make more reviews. It was a big investment, so it's challenging for sure.
Yeah, some passion costs more money than others.
Exactly, but at the end of the day, looking back, it was let's say a good investment. Let's say that.
Like, why can't you be reviewing straw hats, right? Each would be so cheap.
That would be much easier, much easier.
So, were there days that you just felt extremely discouraged and wondered, like, if you should still continue on? Like, what am I doing? If I should quit? Like, and how do you handle those days?
Yeah, there's been like periods, and it's pretty usual, I think, in the VR ecosystem because it's not a mainstream market, so we don't always have like something to talk about, mostly for like VR headsets in my case and VR tech in my case, because we were talking about before like a Linus Tech Tip as like a new phone, a new laptop, a new computer, a new graphic card every day pretty much. In the VR ecosystem we don't have that. So many times things get very, very slow, and it starts to be hard to be like, to have a voice, to be like, okay, I want to tell you about this, because you always think, are people gonna actually care about it? Is that something that you should actually tell? You don't have products, so you keep going on talking about different stuff, and sometimes like it's not really the thing you want to do. And and you start to question a bit yourself. How to deal with it, I think you just have to keep going. Is hard. Sometimes it's hard, and you want to say like, I can't say it because I don't want to put a beep in a blooper in the video. But yeah, at a certain point, like you are like, should I keep going? Why is going so slow and stuff? But then you have to remind yourself that you're doing it not for numbers and stuff, but you're doing it because it's something that you like to do. I like to try every single headset possible. I like to explore new technology and stuff. And I have the luck. I'm lucky enough to have the possibility. So just have to keep going, and the good is gonna come back.
Yep. When you're feeling down, do you do anything to cheer yourself up?
I usually play. I play games like a lot. If I am disappearing from the channel for a while, it's because I'm playing a lot of games to regain my my strength. And that's why I was saying at the beginning that I really believe that I want to keep them separate because they're really my escape. And if my escape become my job as well, or what I'm doing, even if it's a passion, you're passionate about music, but then if music become a job, then it is not that anymore. When you play with your band, it's not the same anymore. Same thing with VR and gaming. So I want to keep gaming separate because it's really something that I need to like. It's my booster, let's say.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the gaming content is the stuff that's more evergreen, right? You don't have to wait for company announcements. You can just keep doing the gaming and make content. So other people do that, but you're regarding it as a sacred ground. I used to own a esports team for Heroes of the Storm, and they're like top 3 in the America, and they're professional players, right? So they practice 8-9 hours a day on this game, Heroes of the Storm, and after that, then their day's off, and then they play the same game for fun. But
that's amazing.
Yeah, but then they do it without the discipline and all this stuff. They just play fun things. So but I can totally see. Like I remember when I was in high school. Actually, I used to be a competitive chess player, and I also coach chess. And I was thinking maybe one day I should become a professional chess player. And and then I thought, if every game of chess I was playing, I would think if I lost this game, my family would starve. I'm definitely not going to be enjoying the chess game, right? So I thought,
exactly.
Like, I'm not going to do this as a career.
Like the negative parts start to come up bit by bit, and you're like, oh, maybe it's just like keep it as a passion and that's it.
How do you deal with the negative and troll comments? Because as you know, YouTube is this unfiltered, it's unfiltered, anonymous people, whatever they have in their hearts, they just spill it out. And so how do you deal with it at the beginning days? And I'm sure right now you probably deal with it better than before.
I don't know, because like trolling is something that is hard to get used to. I always had a soft spot for it. Like they always hit me no matter what. I do, for some people it will be an error, but I do the error always reading my comments. I always read them. And maybe it is an error in some cases, but I really appreciate when someone like writes something and want to share their experience and stuff. And in the middle, you always find like trolls and something. What I do is I just delete the comments if I don't think that they bring something good to the conversation. Not because it's like bad or something, or I want like the censorship or everything like that. It's really like I consider my channel like a living room. You welcome people in your house, and they sit on the sofa and something, and if they start to like say weird things or that they shouldn't say, or they start like to spit around or like put their feet on the couch and stuff, if it's your house, what do? You just say, you go, you're not welcome here, right? And for me, it's the same thing. Like, if you don't want to be respectful, why do you have to be in my channel, in my house, and with all the people that actually want a real conversation? So that's how
Do you delete the comments or you blacklist them?
I delete the comment because I believe that maybe in the future the same person is gonna also write something. Like, I don't want to block people, and I never block people, but because I don't want to block people from getting back from them, right? Maybe, and I see sometime like there's somebody that was just trolling, and after like 2 months, I see the same guy like actually sharing the experience and having a nice debate with like another person in the comments. And if I block the person, that wouldn't be possible. So I'm an optimist. I like to think that then people understand after a bit, you know.
One of the person I interviewed, Blitz, he
Mm-hmm.
he has the filter that sets up. So if people
Mm-hmm.
say these words or these comments or these bitter things, then they automatically just get filtered out. If they get blocked, I think what was explained to me is that they will see their own comments there, but no one
Mm-hmm.
else would see it. And
Yeah, no,
so,
there's different way. You can mute them in the
okay.
way that they see their comment, but nobody see their comment, so they're happy that they did their troll things. Or or you can just delete it, and you just delete a single comment, and that's it. The other thing is the thing that you said of blocking certain words. Yes, I have it too. So because it's in the system in YouTube. But I always check also those comments usually, because sometimes like it just put in there like people that they just really want to have a regular conversation, and maybe the wrong words get in, but then you read the comment, it's totally fine. Is So it can be a double-edged sword in that case. But yeah, like the thing is, like, I don't block people from usually from the words they are using, or like cussing is fine, I think. But it's just, if you bring something to the conversation, is something. If you don't, then if you're just insulting other people, because that's what you see a lot on YouTube, actually, and unfortunately, well, so you don't deserve to be there, I guess.
Yeah, what's interesting from your answer is that you're talking about you're deleting these comments because you want the community to feel nice for everyone. And usually when I ask this question, it's more about how to protect your own psychology, not to feel sad or be. So if you have to look at all of them and delete them, you obviously have to absorb it into your system yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the other solutions I talk about is like, oh, just don't look at them or block them or filter them so you'll never see it again. But you're like, even for the filters, you still want to look at all of them. So I feel like, I think there's a consistent theme of your personality, which is really about you're not trying to protect yourself and your feelings. You're really saying, how can I be out there making the community better, make people like this place more, and try to make sure we don't have false negative comments. And so because people deserve a chance, like you said, VR headsets deserve a chance, and people's comments deserve a chance. If they're not really saying anything bad, you want to make sure the filter doesn't filter them out. So I think there's a constant theme of just what drives you and what makes you do the actions you do. And I find that very interesting.
Thank you.
So let's move to something more positive. What is the most exciting highlight moment in your YouTube career?
Let me see. I think it was my first E3. The first time I went to E3 in Los Angeles to just do like cover VR stuff. It was absolutely fantastic. The possibility to like connect directly with companies and try the new things. I remember the first year I went to E3, you guys just presented the Vive wireless adapter. So there was the possibility to play the Vive Pro that just got out like 6 months prior, I think, not even wireless. And there were like games like there was the booth with the Vive wireless adapter that you could play Serious Sam completely wireless with a big Gatling gun, and it was absolutely fantastic. There was like different demos from Bethesda for like Prey and Wolfenstein, all wireless. So it was the ability to try all these different new tech, like VR gloves and something directly, and talk with the people who made them. So it was very, it was, I think, one of the best moments I had, because it was like the dream coming true, being able to actually be part of like the industry in my own way. So I feel like that was the big highlight of what I'm doing. But yeah, I feel like the biggest highlight was also the first time I ever put a VR headset on, because of course it was just love at first sight.
Did you know it was gonna change your life at that moment?
No, absolutely not. I mean, yes, in gaming, I was sure that I would have played every game like that as much as possible. But no, I didn't have idea that I was going to start a VR channel.
You didn't know you were going to have a bet with your girlfriend at the time.
Exactly. Exactly. It was just, yes, I can finally get in the games and play games like in this way. And I didn't get in VR very early, actually. I got in VR 9 months later than when the first Vive and Oculus came out. And my first experience was actually at the Microsoft store in New York, because they had the demos there. And they had the demo with the Oculus Rift of the Climb, with finally the Oculus Touch that you can like, and the game has an amazing graphic. So I was like absolutely blown away by it. And then upstairs they had the demos with the HTC Vive and Space Pirate Trainer. And I was in love with that game. I couldn't stop playing. So like that was my very first experience. I got out of there and I was like, I need to get one. And when finally we had them, it was like amazing. Highlights number one.
Nice. I like how you're. I like how you have two highlights. That's great.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. What's something you are proud of in your life that isn't obvious to others?
I feel like, that's an hard question. I feel like I'm proud of. I always did a lot of. How would you call it? I was always helped like kids and stuff in organizing camps for like to help like a different community and stuff. And there's something that I always did, and then when I moved to the United States, I stopped doing it a bit, and but it's something that I can't wait to go back to because like organizing games and stuff, like summer camps for people that don't have like the possibility to actually have like a real vacation because of money or because of family reasons. That was something that I always been super proud of, be part of. And yeah, I can't wait to go back to that as well. It gives you like the particular energy that is amazing.
When do you think you can get back to that?
Next year.
Next year?
Yeah, I think so. Because like I'm gonna move back to Italy. That's like a scoop because I didn't say it yet on the channel. I'm gonna say it very soon. But yeah, I'm gonna move back and then I'm gonna be able to start again to do all that stuff as well.
Great. What's a piece of content that you're very proud of when you made it? Like, this is going to be a big thing, but then it isn't as appreciated as you want it to be?
Well, pretty much everything, to be honest. That's a weird rule on YouTube, that if you put zero effort, you're going to have a infinite result. Instead, if you put a lot of effort, you're gonna have crap results. It's always like it for some reason. Every time I make a review about a headset, I put like so much effort on it to have like the right shots and stuff, and then like the result is always kind of disappointing compared to when you just make a fast video about other particular stuff. Like my most viewed video on the channel is a Star Wars gameplay, like no commentary, just play the game because I wanted to play it, so I didn't have to talk or something, and I just enjoyed it, and I wanted to share it because I really enjoyed the game, and that was the most viewed video, and literally it took me, I feel like 40 minutes to make, because 30 minutes of gameplay, actual gameplay, you export it, you put it on the PC, you make an introduction like, hey, let's watch together the gameplay of Star Wars. And that's it. Made the thing, and the most viewed on the channel.
Did you try to do, I mean, this one semi-violates your rule of no gaming, but have you tried to do more like that just to test the waters?
No, I actually I kept going with the Star Wars series and stuff because I love the games. But other than that, I don't do it. I'm very good at self-inflicting damage to my channel because usually like but not really, because usually when you do like a video that actually works, like it was like that like sharing like a gameplay stuff, you start to do a lot of them to drive drive content, drive people in the channel and stuff. Instead, when something like that happens, I always stop doing it as soon as possible because I don't want people to get the wrong idea of my channel. And I want to keep my channel what it is. And if I start to sell out myself, even if it's something that I enjoy, but if I start to do gaming, then I'm going to lose the identity of the real channel, of what I want from my channel. That wants to be like a channel where you discover the tech behind and how to get in VR in the right way and stuff. So many times like, this video works. And then I'm like, okay, let's just stop it tomorrow. Let's do something else completely different because it's more me. And what I'm doing, I'm aware it doesn't have the same traction of the gaming, because gaming is big, it's huge in YouTube gaming, also Twitch and stuff. But yeah, I want to keep it authentic, I guess.
Yeah, I think you put in a lot of authenticity into your channel. There's a saying that says, strategy is not what you choose to do, but what you choose not to do. Because if you say yes to every opportunity, then you have no strategy.
Exactly. You risk to ruin the idea of the channel, that people subscribe for like gaming and stuff, and then the next video is not gaming, the next video is not gaming, the next video is not gaming, and then you're gonna have a bloated channel of subscribers and stuff. They don't really give a beep around what you're doing. So
yeah. Well, back to your rule of if you spend a lot of effort, you get zero results. If you spend no effort, you get a lot of results. I'm sure that's how psychologically it feels, but I'm sure it's not the real rule. And remember when I interviewed Jack Wilmot from Disrupt, he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this video that's like, I'm going to spend a whole week in VR. I don't know if you've seen that video before. And that obviously was a lot of effort, right? That just the footage is huge. Cutting it to a much smaller video with commentary is a lot of work, but that one did blow up and got a lot of attention. So sometimes a tremendous amount of effort pays off.
Of course. I'm just exaggerating, but I'm doing a lot of like through the lenses video, for example, when I put like my cameras, and they do very well usually. And I put my cameras, I try to show what the difference between all the headsets, like on camera, of actually what you see through the lenses, and those take a stupid amount of time to make, like stupid amount of time. But I still make them because I feel like they're interesting from the audience, and they're interesting like to me to then go back maybe in 3 months and look at like at the first Vive compared to the to the Cosmos in the Vive case, in resolution and stuff. So you really see the jump that we had in the period, and it's something that I always keep there and stuff in a way to always be able to go back. But yeah, it takes so much time. Luckily, people love it. So yeah, it's not the rule for everything, of course, but it always kind of feel like it in the background. The video from Disrupt is absolutely fantastic. It was also picked, like, I think it was very huge because Forbes picked it up, and the production was excellent. I really enjoyed it. So I'm really glad of what happened to then him, thanks to that video.
What are some top unexpected lessons you have acquired in the last 3 years?
Doing YouTube?
Sure. Things that you did not expect to learn going in, but end up being valuable to you.
I'm gonna need a second, I think. One very silly one is always smile, because in camera it's very important. At the beginning I wasn't. So, like, you transmit better your emotions, because sometimes you get very emotional and then you start to talk kind of seriously and your face doesn't really transmit that. So you have to teach yourself of like how to stay on camera, I think. And that is a big lesson for YouTube, because at the end of the day, you are on camera all the time. Silly as it is actually real. Another lesson is like to don't look too much at the numbers. It's very important on YouTube. I think numbers are important when you look at your statistics and stuff, because you can understand what works, what doesn't, and how to move a bit better, what to change in videos, because maybe you see a drop in the audience when you say certain point stuff, or like when you change, you have a particular transition. So you learn a lot through the analytics, but the analytics is also the ability of like killing completely the mood and everything, because I always not going as I wanted. Why these people are not watching, like this particular like group of people, like this age is not watching or something. And so a lesson that I learned is like to just let it go and don't look too much at it. If you're particularly interested in a video, then you look at that video, but it doesn't have to be every day. Open your phone, check the analytics and see if it's going up and down in the right way or whatever. It's really do it because you want to do it and not because you have little numbers in the background going up and down.
Yes.
And I think those are the two big lessons.
Yeah, I like your
one
first
was
one.
silly though.
I do. No, it's very, very important. I do know that when I was looking at your first video, you were trying to be a bit more serious, and in the later videos, you just started smiling more. It felt like you were just more comfortable with yourself and just more enjoying what you're saying. And I think it's so important to just appear that you enjoy what you're saying. There's plenty of people who make presentations and just like what they say is good content, but they just sound like they're bored of it and they're about to fall asleep themselves, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a way to transmit like emotion. It's a different one, because maybe inside you're smiling, but you have to learn how to show it to everyone and not just to yourself. So it's even more exciting and drives better the stories, I think.
So
yes.
Last two questions. This one is, where do you think VR would be in 10 years?
Would be absolutely not what we have right now.
I hope.
I hope. I think we're gonna have like much different pair of classes, not more headsets, because companies are gonna start to focus on size and comfort more and more all the time, and so we're gonna have things that are gonna be much smaller, and you're gonna be able to wear them like you wear a pair of glasses. Like put it on, and you are in VR. So no effort and nothing, and it's gonna be much easier for more people to have it. there's so much new tech coming out. We're gonna use more our brain to play VR with the brain interfaces and things. And I don't know, it's just, I think the potential there is limitless. There's gonna be a lot of effort on the social part of VR, because when it's gonna get bigger and easier to use, then more people are gonna want to use it for different things. So on the technology side, it's gonna be completely different from what we have right now. I think in 10 years it will be possible. Maybe not in 5 yet, but 10, yes.
Right. What's another YouTube channel that you recommend people go check out related to VR?
Well, there are many. To be honest, not many people know, but many of us VR content creators, we always keep in touch with each other. We have different groups where we just talk like every single day, every single time. Like YouTube groups and with chats, personal chats. And so saying one would not be nice, I think. But like people who I have a best relationship with are like Kes and Cherry, for example, that are other great VR content creator. Mike for Virtual Reality Oasis, Nate from Nate channel, Voodoo D from that is Voodoo D Thomas is his name. Paradise Decay is a very nice guy, always covered every single game on the market. So many people. Depends on what you really enjoy. There are people that focus more on gaming, some people more on like the tech part, some people do both. So there's a lot of stuff to look at in VR. I mostly look at people that do tech, because that's what I like the most. And but yeah, I think those are my favorite. We always follow each other, so
it's like winning the Oscars. You gotta make sure you call out all the names. And
exactly.
Make sure you don't miss anyone.
No, it's like, because I feel like I kind of follow all of them in the same way. So it's really, if you say just one name is not going to be enough. Also, Matt from BMF is another one. Like, it just Gamer Tag VR is like all this group of friends that we are. We always like share everything. So
I asked for one. You gave me many, so even better.
If there's a video, you gotta watch. If there's good video, you gotta watch it, no matter who is coming from.
Yeah, and like you said, VR content out there, just things you talk about, is still at an early stage. So we need a lot of content creators to put their own angle and make it more interesting. So it's everyone contributes to the community.
And so many new content creators are coming out, and that's absolutely fantastic, because like more we talk about it, more people will bring in. So it's really, and VR community is just amazing in general. Like the ability that we have right now to talk to each other, company to like just a guy on YouTube is just fantastic. And there's something that is missing a bit in other bigger technologies. So let's call it our niche is amazing.
Great. So as we wrap up, is there anything else you want to share with the audience? Feel free to plug anything you're doing. Any last notes?
Oh, well, we are very, very close to 100K on the channel, like crazy close. And I'm going against myself, but there's the period I'm looking at numbers a bit more, because I want to catch the moment. So like I don't want to, but I'm always there. Come on, are we getting there? So yeah, it's a super big result for me. Again, like it didn't start for I want that, but now that I'm so close, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be amazing to have like the little tick on the side of the name to make it very official, and the button. who doesn't want the YouTube button? I guess, right? The older one was nicer, by the way. But yeah, we're getting there. And yeah, if you're interested in like knowing more about VR in general, as like how to get there, in the best tools to use, software and stuff, you're welcome to the channel. Always.
Yeah. So for the audience out there, if you see this video, go to his channel, and if he has less than 100K, make sure you subscribe. If it was over 100K, then you can just forget about it. You can just ignore it.
It's not important anymore.
If you might want to even unsubscribe, because if it's still above 100K.
It's better to stay at the perfect 100K. So we know that.
Don't mess with his perfect numbers. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, thank you so much for spending the time here, sharing some of your great learnings, your channel, your passion. I think everyone's very excited about it. And just look forward to seeing a lot more great content from you in the channel. Would look forward to see all the great things you'll do in honestly the decades ahead, right? There's so many things that we can still do in the future. So very, very excited about that. And again, thanks a lot. I'll see you later.
Thanks so much for having me. It was great. And it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. Not the channel, but VR. So like it's great to be part of it.
Yeah, all growing together. See you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bye.